and annuities, and I want to thank everybody for attending today. Our topic today is what's hot in life insurance sales. Life insurance market is completely booming. We're seeing a tremendous amount of growth on our part, and today with us, our presenters are going to be Mike Zamaretti, Regional Vice President with National Life Group, and Gary Lenz, his internal sales desk help. I'm going to let Mike take it away.
Well, thank you very much, Brian, and welcome everyone today to our topic, what's hot in life insurance sales. And I can tell you that what's not hot today is Tampa, Florida. I'm coming to you live from Tampa, Florida, where it's sunny and in the low 40s. So I know a lot of you are spread across the country and you've had a lot of snow. God bless you. It's been a tough winter, but it's even tough down here in Florida. And I know, Gary, you're with us up in Vermont at National Life headquarters, so hopefully it's a little bit warmer than it was the other day when we talked.
Yeah, it's a balmy 27 today.
Balmy 27, beautiful. And there's a nor'easter headed your way, I hear, so hopefully everything works out. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to give you an overview on the value proposition of what we're doing at National Life that is extremely successful and unchallenged in the marketplace. And I'm going to show you some quick statistics and give you an overview. But what's really hot, the table is set for all of us. Taxation is on the move. There's a new breed of life insurance in town. It's called life insurance you don't have to die to use. As a former agent in the field years ago, I'm very familiar with the formaldehyde and tombstone approach that I affectionately call it, where we talked about death, dying, and did I mention death? And it's no wonder people kind of shied away from us and didn't want to talk about the subject. But today, life insurance has taken on a much more sophisticated approach. You know, we've got the elements of tax-deferred growth and tax-free income, but we're really rolling up our sleeves and getting into advanced markets with qualified plans. Section 79, which is a very particular love of mine and niche of our company, and of course captives and mini-captive insurance programs that are blossoming across the country. But let's start with living benefits. Let's set the stage of life insurance you don't have to die to use. And I want you to think of, in your mind, why is this so important? This has been created for you, the financial advisor, for you, the insurance agent, to create conversations that are very timely and near to dear to your client's heart. Yes, they want to talk about leaving their loved ones a tax-free death benefit, but if they can use benefits tax-free today to assist them in their financial plan, all the better. So let's take a look at how it's impacted the National Life Group. We have had the strongest sales growth in our career over the last 4 or 5 years, and the National Life Group is, affectionately known as Life of Vermont, has been in business for over 166 years, which is a very long time. And we have really had a tremendous, as the industry has only been, as an average, up 13%, we were up over 32% this past year, with over $151 million in weighted premium. And Gary, I think our goals are a little bit more lofty this year, but we're headed towards $200 million and above, and it's just really an exciting time and place. So keeping it simple, what's really hot, and why are we hot? Why are we so hot? Why did Brian asked us to do this WebEx today? Well, living benefits, terminal, chronic, and critical illness. We were one of the first carriers to package all three at no additional cost and at no additional underwriting within life insurance products. We pride ourselves in providing our entire portfolio on this basis: term life insurance, whole life insurance, fixed universal life, and indexed universal life, all contain terminal, chronic, and critical illness with no additional cost and no additional underwriting. What has become increasingly popular, and will after this tax season as everybody wades through their tax shock of doing their tax returns, is tax-free access to income. Accumulating money on a tax-deferred basis, but more importantly, being able to take it out on the back end tax-free. And I've got a special announcement that's going to enhance that situation in May. And we're one of the first carriers to develop and innovate the Paycheck for Life scenario, an income rider on an IUL chassis, which we've all seen the success of income riders on annuity products. And fourthly, our advanced sales concepts are bar none. We're one of 2 carriers in the country that advocate a Section 79 program, and we have a desk, an advanced sales desk that addresses these and also helps you with qualified plans. So let's take a look at the simplicity of this. This is the financial puzzle of life, or this financial planning puzzle of life, if it were. And if I was sitting in front of you, I would say, what do we all have in common? Well, what we all have in common is we want to live as long as we possibly can. So having said that, as financial advisors, you're no different than a physician. And your clients are your patients. And we're, Gary and I today, and Brian with Premier Life, are your pharmaceutical reps. And if we're writing the prescription for your clients, we don't know what the prescription is because we're looking into a crystal ball and we can't see the future. We know that the clients want to be covered for dying too soon, and that's your traditional death benefit. But what about becoming ill? Doesn't it follow that if we're going to live as long as we possibly can, something is lurking out there to take us out? And unfortunately for some of us, it may be a multiplicity of things. We're going to fight cancer, heart disease, a myriad of things, cognitive impairment, long-term care issues. And then aside from that, the third piece of the puzzle is, hey, if I'm going to live as long as I possibly can, what if my resources, my economic income, doesn't live that long and stick with me? It's no time to run out of income when I'm 92 or 95 and I'm not feeling well. So what I'm about to share with you is really the most efficient life insurance planning tool in the industry that encompasses all these pieces of the puzzle. Why the National Life Group? Well, as I said, we're the innovator of the living benefit story, and you could see here in a June of 1937 Saturday Evening Post, we were advertising living benefits back in that day. So we're not new to this, and I want to play upon that a little bit later in my presentation. Grandfather never dreamed of living benefits, and this is the key to life insurance sales today. So somebody said a picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's look at a client's life event to show you the power of these living benefits. Mark is age 35, and he's married, and he has a 8-year-old son. When he sat down with his advisor, he wanted financial protection in the event of premature death or illness, and he wanted cash accumulation that he could tap into in the future for emergencies, college expenses for his young son, and eventually some type of tax leverage retirement income. He buys a $1 million death benefit IUL, and he's paying roughly about $1,000 a month into this program, and we're using a conservative illustrated rate of 6%. The money cooks along in years 11 through 14. Mark's young son is now in college, and Mark chooses to take a tax-free withdrawal of $5,000 per year over the next 4 years to help with his son's college expenses. 20 years later, Mark is unfortunately diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. He goes to his advisor, and he through the chronic benefit, living benefit, he withdraws $40,000 per year for 3 years, tax-free, to deal with driving his multiple sclerosis into submission. And for all intents and purposes, let's say Mark is a salesperson who's on commission, and this $40,000 are very important while he was ill to get his family through that period. At age 65, Mark decides to retire, and uniquely, the National Life Group has the Lifetime Income Benefit Rider called LIBR. A good way to remember that little acronym is liberation, liberating your client from the fear of living too long and outliving their income, and soon to be liberating your client from paying unnecessary taxes. So Mark takes a lifetime income benefit income of $21,219 tax-free, guaranteed for the rest of his life, and unfortunately, Mark passes away at age 80. There's $180,000 left in his death benefit, and here's the picture that's worth 1,000 words. Let's see what happened over the entirety of this program, this efficient planning tool. He paid in $262,000 in change in premium, and look at all the tax-free withdrawals, $20,000 for his son's college, $120,000 tax-free to deal with his multiple sclerosis, $339,000 tax-free of income that he's received, and $180,000 tax-free to his lovely wife and survivor after his death. So you can see the power of this is incredible, and I want to drill a little bit deeper into how efficient this program really is, because this was just a snapshot of a client, but let's go into this a little bit deeper. We just don't talk about living benefits. We have experience in paying the claims, and when people come to me and say it's a compliment that other carriers are copying our living benefit story, they should, because we're up 32%, and a lot of them aren't. They are going to. It would follow that they're going to copy this, but I caution you in that, do they have the claims experience to be able to deal with all these? We've been doing it since 1937, and I feel we really know what we're doing, obviously. Let's look at these benefits just very quickly, because this is extremely important, and this is a huge competitive edge. Terminal illness benefit and the definition is different than the industry standard. Most carriers, or if death is going to occur within 1 year, ours is 2 years, and that's very important for a lot of reasons. If someone is declared terminally ill, there's 3 things in my mind that they would probably pursue. A, their bucket list, and I'm a golfer, so if somebody gave me the bad news, I think I would enjoy a little bit of golf around the world with 2 years left of my life rather than 1 year. If I had less than a year, I'm a pretty sick guy, and I don't know how much I could really carry out. Secondly, I want to get all my affairs in order. But thirdly, and this is really nouveau and very important, I may seek alternative care. What if one of my clients is terminally ill and he has an inoperable brain tumor but discovers that there's a clinic in Switzerland or South America or somewhere around the world that is experimenting with some type of a treatment to shrink inoperable brain tumors, but they need money and a lot of it to get to and from this part of the world. Up to $1.5 million tax-free to deal with terminal illness. And I when I'm doing seminars, I'll throw a little riddle out. When can a death benefit possibly save your life or prolong it? It would in this case with terminal illness. Chronic illness is a huge benefit that a lot of advisors talk to me about, up to $1.5 million again in tax-free money for this, triggered by 2 out of 6 activities of daily living and cognitive impairment. Your first blush would be, long-term care. But no, not really, not just long-term care. What about the client that's in their 50s and 60s that might have had a heart attack or stroke or automobile accident that has lost 2 out of 6 activities of daily living or has become cognitively impaired? The ex-athlete that has had some brain injuries and all sorts of things. This chronic illness is very critical, and we do a present value, and you can see here in this example with Mark, it's $14.20 per month. Tax-free. And this benefit would probably last on a low end 4.2 years, but there's a federal per diem involved in this. Currently it's $120,000 per year, so if you had a high-end policy where you're eligible for $1.5 million, you'd be looking at over 10 years of this benefit being in force. And a lot of folks always ask me, Mike, I know the software shows me what the payout is, but can you give me an approximation of what this present value would look like? It's essentially around an 80% type situation. If you have $1 million policy with terminal illness, you're looking at about $800,000 of lump sum tax-free. Is that probably in the right ballpark, Gary, with your experience doing a lot of illustration work? I think we lost Gary there for a second, but let's move on to critical illness, and this is a game changer. This is kind of like, and I'm gonna mention a competitor, Aflac, very good competitor that is very successful, and this is kind of getting 7 Aflac policies that this is my own verbiage wrapped into your life insurance policy, covering heart attack, stroke, cancer. Some of the biggest killers of mankind today, and on everybody's mind, and every family's experienced this, end-stage renal failure, major organ transplant, and ALS and blindness. This is a tremendous benefit to have. We have 4 categories, minor, moderate, severe, and life-threatening, and you can see the payouts there. I want to point out at this particular time that as a differentiator from competition, that some of the folks that have been copying some of these riders, they do not allow partial accelerations, and it's an all-or-none situation. And I want you to know with the National Life Group, you're able to, even though you may be available for Category 4 and take out $80,000 lump sum, you may only want $50,000, and you may want to keep the policy in force and not shut it down. So you have a lot of mix and match availability with us. And again, we offer these benefits at no additional charge. They're calculated through a present value type situation, and here's the concept. The longer you hold the policy, the more present value you have, and it approaches that 80%. You'll see when you get illustrations from Premier Life and Annuity and Brian Vendrell's Life Department that you will see some excellent presentation pages preceding the proposal that will give you these dollar values, and you can mix and match the ages at which these will illustrate. The biggest game changer that I feel that we have brought to the industry is the lifetime income benefit rider. It's a play off of the annuity income riders, but specifically a paycheck for life scenario. And I'm going to make an announcement after a couple of slides here that I think is going to be really exciting for all of us. But I think a lot of us on this call today have experience selling annuities with income riders. And what's better than 1 income stream? 2. A great sales idea is combining an annuity and a life sale, giving the client the ability for 2 leveraged, tax-free type or tax-leveraged income, both guaranteed for life. And I think one of the things you're really going to love about our particular income rider is we do not charge for it until you actually turn it on. So there's no gun to your head as there is with an annuity type sale where, hey, I've paid 80 or 90 basis points for 10 or 15 years. I'm pretty much forced into a box where I've got to take this systematic withdrawal guaranteed for life. What if I change my mind 10 years later and I just want to do withdrawals or take interest only or move the annuity? I lose that phantom account of that roll-up rate, and I've paid for that all these years. I think the brilliance in what we've done here is when you're ready to take income, and there is a waiting period for this income rider, the client has to wait 10 years before they can actually access this income for life. They don't have to turn it on because they haven't paid for it yet. They could look at, there's 3 ways to take money out of a life insurance policy. Withdrawals to basis, variable loans, fixed wash loans, and now a 4th way with the National Life Group, the Lifetime Income Benefit Rider. But they can choose which option is best for them at their particular time. We'll have more information following on this income rider, but essentially how it works, we determine a ratio between the cash value and the death benefit, and then we compare it to a withdrawal bracket, which is similar to an annuity income rider, and let's say it's 5.5%. We multiply that by the cash value, and that's your income for life. Now, here's the major announcement I'd like to make. Currently, this income, once it's set in motion, is guaranteed for life. However, when you take money out, the death benefit is comes down, as you can see, with the cash value decreases as well, the green line and the broken orange line. And then when we get to critical mass, $15,000 worth of death benefit and $1,000 of cash, we shut the policy down, and the client has a $15,000 death benefit, but we continue to pay the income from the general account of the company. However, it becomes taxable to the client at this time. If you're looking at a proposal at about 7% growth, this would probably occur when a client's 88 to 92-ish. The big announcement I'm going to make is that in May, we're going to announce that we have found a way to continue this income tax-free for life. So coming soon, you'll be able to make a statement to your client that this rider, which is optional, that you don't pay for until you use it, which is 65 basis point charge to cash value, will be guaranteed for life and guaranteed tax-free for life. That's, I think, an incredible conversation to have with many of your clients who are really concerned about where our tax structure is going. And I want you to bear in mind, economically speaking, America is aging and our workforce is declining. A lot of business has been taken offshore. A lot of people are coming off of payroll taxes and going into Social Security and retirement. And there's just nowhere for our federal government to get money to fund all of this. People going on Medicare and all of that, other than to increase taxes. And I think we can all agree that that's on the move. So this is going to be a great conversation. As I mentioned, our living benefits are on every facet of our portfolio. We have a survivorship indexed universal life, which will also have a dual income stream guaranteed for life in a joint situation. We have indexed UL, we have whole life, we have fixed UL, and of course, term. Moving right along, I don't know if we've got Gary Lentz back. Gary, are you out there in Vermont?
I'm here with you.
Would you like to walk us through our special underwriting programs, and maybe I'd like to hear a fresh voice.
Absolutely, Mike. You know, one of the things we changed a little while ago to help you agents sell more and get policies issued faster was our underwriting for some of our products. So we have simplified underwriting rules that are not only simplified underwriting, but they're simple to understand. They cover 3 different products, and there's 3 main criteria you have to remember. One is the death benefit. Maximum death benefit available is $250,000. So anything 250 and below is the first piece you have to remember. Second is age. Age is up to 65 and including 65. So 65 and under is your age requirement. The last is, yes, it's simplified underwriting rules, and we don't expect to ask for medical information or request medical information, but do know that if they are diabetic, we do need a blood sample. So if you know that right up front, it's best to know so you can get that blood sample ordered. Now, which products are covered? The products that are covered are our term life insurance. Great product to get people in the door, get them the accelerated benefit riders Mike went over already, and position them for converting to one of our permanent products. Second product is our Protector Life Whole Life. It's a whole life product that has some uniqueness to it. It's a good product for clients that you're looking for a full guaranteed all the way out to their end of their life cash values and death benefit. The last one is I think the one you'll see most often is our Provider IUL. So the Provider IUL fits into this simplified underwriting program, and it's a great product for clients looking for an IUL and you agents that are looking for speed to issue because it follows those simplified underwriting rules. Mike's got on the screen right now, there's also a mention about rate classes that are available. Your best class is Verified Standard. You cannot get a preferred rate class. You cannot get Elite. I'll tell you, though, I've run a number of illustrations, and I've seen a few cases where the Verified Standard at $250 beats the Flex Life when it's preferred at $250,001. So don't shy away just because you think it's a Verified Standard and the client should be preferred. Ask your case designer to take a look at maybe both. If you were thinking Flex Life at first, but maybe want to consider Provider because of its speed to issue. Mike,
Gary,
back to you.
Well, thank you. Before you throw it back to me, though, Gary, you're a special guest on this call. Could you very quickly share with our audience what it is you do at the sales desk on their behalf when they can call in and what their expectations are of the sales desk at National Life?
Sure, absolutely, Mike. The sales desk is God, I've lost track of how many people now because of all the cross-training, but we have two focuses, both life and annuities. Many of us are cross-trained on both product lines. I've just started my cross-training on the annuity, but I've been here on the life sales desk for over 6 years now. We focus on the things we like to do. We focus on case design. And it's not just cranking out the illustrations, but actually designing the illustrations with you for the solution you're looking for. So we do anything from that case design. Some of us are more experienced, so we can even touch a little bit on the advanced markets, all the way down to the basics of, hey, underwriting says I need this form. I don't know what this form is. Can you get it for me? Sure, we can email you over the forms and things like that. But we really like to focus on case design, product knowledge, in other words, help you understand the products, help you decide which product makes sense for your client. I'm a big proponent of why an IUL doesn't make sense for an 80-year-old, and I'll tell you that, and then we'll design the case for the client and see what works for them. But we are staffed. We're always growing, as Mike knows from when he started here. We've been growing our staff, and we are here from 8 a.m. Eastern till 6 p.m. Eastern to help you agents get cases through the labyrinth of new business underwriting, issuing, etc.
Great. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate your help. And Gary's a great guy. I'm going to be giving you at the end of this presentation shortly. We're going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. His toll-free number where you could reach out to him direct. Along with the announcement of our new lifetime income benefit rider being ratcheted up tax-free for life, we also are proud to announce that we're going to have a web-based software illustration system, and Gary will be able to train a lot of you on that, or we'll work with Premier Life and Annuity on obtaining some of that. We have a tremendous website. We have National Life Group U that you can see on here, and if I could click on the screen, if I was connected, to this, and this is just a mock-up of it, you can go to a lot of sales presentations. As Brian and I were chatting prior to this WebEx, there are a lot of I guess you call them webcasts that have been recorded. There's a ton of material marketing your business, sales processes. There's a library of PowerPoints. We've been doing business for 166 years. Some of you haven't heard of us because it was a career system for a majority of that time. When we bought Life of the Southwest, which a lot of the paper is on, Life Insurance Company of the Southwest in Addison, Texas, which is outside of Dallas, Texas, we just have tremendous programs. But when we bought that, we went independent in distribution, and what that meant to you as agents in the field, as independent agents, you could tap into all the resources that we created for the career side over 166 years of selling life insurance in America. So there's an advanced sales desk, there's a qualified sales desk that can help you with defined benefit plans, defined contribution plans. The advanced sales desk can walk you through, here again, National Life Group U, live webinars, podcasts. You can even tap into a calendar that will have a lot of, for example, coming up with the re-rollout of the lifetime income benefit rider. You'll be able to tune in on that, and there'll be interactive training modules on our new illustration software. We also have a CPA Advantage program that we have created over 30 years. For those of you looking for a turnkey program to work with CPAs who are the gatekeeper to a lot of sales, particularly larger advanced sales, we teach you how to work with CPAs, and if you want, you could register with your local or state Bureau of Accountancy and be able to provide 2 hours of CPE credit and do seminars to recruit CPAs with you. We partner for success. We have all the support in the world for you. We have a niche market called Section 79 that we're going to do a WebEx on in the future. It's tax season, and essentially here is Gary Lenz's number directly, 802-229-3748. He's got sales ideas for you. He's a former New York Life agent himself, so he's been in the field, and he knows what works. It's tax time, folks, and I know we're running out of time. Section 79 is a great play for business owners, and essentially when you're looking at living benefits and tax-free income and you have a business owner, you can basically say, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, there's 2 ways you can purchase your life insurance. You can use the business checkbook, or you can use your personal checkbook. Well, Mike, what's the difference? Well, if you use your business checkbook, you can take 100% write-off, and only 60% of that premium is taxable to you as an employee. Or if you're not a C corporation or you don't have an affiliated C corporation, you can use your personal checkbook and enjoy all of the attributes and benefits of the IUL or life insurance product that has been presented to you. I know a lot of people say, well, C corporations aren't they few and far between out there? I think with the tax law changes now and the pass-through entities of LLCs and subchapter S corporations are not as lucrative as they once were, and a lot of people are looking to affiliate C corporations. You know, doctors, radiologists, a lot of white-collar businesses hold real estate and equipment and payroll through subsidiary C corporations, and this is something that you may want to talk to your life department at Premier Life and Annuity. So in summary, here is information, the National Life Group Sales Desk, Gary Lentz in particular. Here's his email address. I'm always here to help you, and of course, Brian Vandrell and all of his wonderful people at Premier Life and Annuity up in lovely Nebraska are there to help you as well. So that draws us to the end. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to bringing you more WebExes in the future. Back to you, Brian.
All right, thank you, everyone, and we've got another webinar coming up with Mike and Gary on the 17th of April, Life Insurance Inside Qualified Plans. So that's one of the hot topics that Mike was talking about here at the end. So look for that invite coming out shortly, and we appreciate you attending. Thank you, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you.